Do people not understand that there are still hostages, 2 American hostages that are dead, that have not been returned by Hamas? Okay? The war in Palestine could end immediately, but the hostages must be returned. So when Tucker puts on, I don't know, Green Beret people that clearly are, I don't know, more aligned with the UN and their Geneva Convention, and clearly doesn't have a clue that there's certain parts of the Geneva Convention that America has had reservations with, so we go with our policy. Yeah, and not to be meaner, it's because our policy is more strict, but we don't recognize everything with the Geneva Convention. I listen to Tuck. I mean, let me just say this. We have a no concessions policy. No concessions. Why? Because it happened with Jimmy Carter, even before that, but with Jimmy Carter especially, with Iran. When you give in to their demands, then they will take hostages again. Furthermore, these 2 American hostages are dead. We know they're dead. Their family has asked Donald Trump, can we please just get their remains returned to us? I'm sorry that all these liberals don't like it, but real MAGA, like me and others, have said not to trust these people. We said it about Marjorie Taylor Greene from the moment she got in. We've said it about Candace Owens. We've said it about, Rogan's an obvious one, okay? And Tucker's another one, okay? Tucker was a little bit harder to see, but he left Fox because, well, he's a liberal, and not because that's why he left. He left because he wanted to, they hijacked MAGA. That's what they did. And then mainstream media wants to use these people to represent the base of MAGA. No. And this is not any plot twist. Long before they showed who they were, we were calling them out. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, clearly, she should just put a D after her name at this point, because she's carrying on about this starvation in Palestine. Look, that's Hamas's doing. It's Hamas's doing. They do this all the time. All these people, they hate America. They do. They hate America. They're liberals. They hate America. Candace Owens never changed from being a liberal. Alex Jones is just interested in, money. Joe Rogan, always been a liberal, always will be one. What he can, he can claim libertarian. No, he's been a liberal. Tucker's always been a liberal. You can tell who they are. I'd say the hardest one maybe to spot was Steve Bannon. But the fact that he's getting on this bandwagon, and he out of all these people, okay, should know better, because we have a no concessions policy. It has been in the news that the family members that Hamas took their family members hostage, they know they're dead. There's 4 American hostages that Hamas still had to give back. They gave back 2. This is their bodies, because they were already dead. This is what a disgusting bunch of animals Hamas is. Okay? Put these people in that group, okay? Because they don't care about American citizens. All they want to do is carry on because liberals hate America. I don't care what anybody says, they do. That's the reason. All they're going to do is, because that's what liberals do. They attack Israel, and they do all this propaganda around Palestine. It happens every single time. And the fact of the matter is, Donald Trump said this in 2023. Hamas now wants a better deal for hostages. This is not going to end well. Yes, because we have a no concessions policy. So when you wonder why the war is going on, it's because we have a no concessions policy. If you want the war to end, then Hamas must return the bodies of the dead hostages. They don't, because they're animals. And Trump posted this some earlier today. The fastest way to end the humanitarian crisis in Gaza is for Hamas to surrender and release the hostages. So if all these liberals want to carry on and whine and complain and this and that, and much of this is propaganda that Palestinians do. I've already done enough videos about that. But if they really want to help the Palestinians, not that they'd ever really want to help any Americans, okay? They wouldn't, because, they just want American citizens to accept that animals can take your people hostage, and then you have no recourse. Because if you let these groups like Hamas get away with this bullshit, they will do it over and over again because they can get away with it. This Green Beret, which I have a hard time believing that was on Tucker Carlson's channel. He sounds like just some, UN PR person, in my opinion. That's all he kept talking about was the Geneva Convention. Yet we don't sign on to every bit of the Geneva Convention. We don't. Just like we do not, like when the International Criminal Court, which is like the biggest corrupt court ever, but we don't, when they demand we send our soldiers to them, we know how corrupt they are. We're like, no, we do our own, we follow our own laws here. We're not recognizing your court. A bunch of other countries do. We don't. The same with the Geneva Convention. The same with Nuremberg, actually. We don't sign on to everything with that. Not because we want to be ugly. It's because, because some of it was very corrupt. Okay? So, but they all want to bring that in, okay? This Green Beret talked endlessly. Like, it was hard for me to believe, like, you were trained as an American soldier or military, and yet you don't know that we have a no concessions policy when it comes to hostages. Because all they want to do is put pressure on America. And yet, so all of these liberals want those American families to just say, to hell with getting your family remains back. We just need to give in to Hamas's demands because of these whiny people. Mm-hmm. So if they wanted to really make a difference and they cared about human life, any of these people, which I don't think they do, they love to carry on like liberals. I've talked about this for years. Liberals have this fake empathy. They do. It's this fake empathy that's generated by fake people. And it's not in any way balanced, okay? Their outrage is in no way balanced whatsoever. It's not. It's not. Because what these people who are Americans are saying is that you American families, you need to just accept that you're never getting your hostage, your family members' remains returned home, all to appease the animals of Hamas and the war to stop. And if we did that to appease these people who don't use balanced, sound reasoning, then how quickly do you think Hamas would do it again? Very quickly. So I just wanted to set the record straight on all of that.